Hello everybody. Today we're going to be talking about how to beat a traffic ticket, what to do if you get a speeding ticket, and how to hopefully get away with it if you follow these steps. Stay tuned. Welcome to Motorcycle Zeal, where we keep it real on two wheels or another deal. Please like and subscribe. Let's ride. So the first thing you're going to want to do if a cop pulls you over and gives you a speeding ticket is you're going to hope that he doesn't. But if he does, you're not screwed, okay? There is options. And what you're going to do is you're going to get a piece of paper and an envelope. At least a piece of paper. I don't remember if I got an envelope or if I used my own, but that's not really the important part of this video. This video is not about how to get free envelopes, okay? Go to the dollar store if you want that video. Anyways, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna have an option. You're gonna have an option to say that you're guilty, you know, put a check in the mail and pay the fine, you know. It's probably going to be about $200. At least where I live, that's pretty much a basic speeding ticket, unless you're doing criminal speeding, which is over 15 miles an hour over the speed limit. And then it's going to be a little heftier than that. Maybe, not sure exactly. Maybe 250, maybe 300. But either way, speeding is not something that you want on your record. It's going to stay on your driving record for at least 5 years, at least where I live. It may differ from state and countries and all of that, and hopefully this video will have a far reach and you guys will appreciate this content. But pretty much what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to contest it. You want to go to court. And then you're gonna check that box, send it in the mail, and then you're gonna wait. You're gonna play the waiting game. You may have to wait a month, you may have to wait 4 or 5 months. I've gotten a couple speeding tickets. I've got away with one, and I received one even through this method, but just pay attention here. So a little disclaimer before I go any further. I'm not a lawyer. You can feel free to consent a lawyer. But once you submit that you wish to go to trial, you're going to get a letter from some kind of lawyer. You know, I don't know if it's who it is, but both times I got speeding tickets, I got a letter in the mail, you know, saying that, hey, you know, I'm such and such, and I can help you beat the traffic ticket. A lot of the times they'll get dismissed. You know, pay me $300. No, thank you. We don't need you. If you have other violations on top of the speeding ticket, yeah, you might want to get a hold of a lawyer. But for just speeding tickets, no, you can handle this on your own without a lawyer being present. So what you're going to want to do is, after you click off the box that you want a court date, you send in the mail, you wait all that time, you finally get the letter in saying this is when your court date is. Make sure you appear, of course, that's an obvious. You don't appear, you're guilty. You're going to get the fine. You're going to have to pay. But you're going to show up. The judge is going to go over some stuff. He's going to tell you, or she's going to tell you, that that it's not a criminal court, that it's a traffic court. They don't have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt like it was a criminal charge. They just have to prove, like, to a little bit of an extent that you're guilty. And so the times that I've been, that scares people. They're like, okay, you know, because you hear also that if you were caught by a radar gun, that they have to take that as true factual evidence. That's not something you can argue, you know. And most of the officers are going to tell you that they calibrated their radar gun before they went on shift. If you do go to a trial, we're going to try to avoid that. What we're going to do is, after the judge says their piece, they're going to say, okay, I'm going to take a little small recess, and you're going to be able to talk to the officers of the day, because there's going to be a lot of officers in there. There's going to be people from all the different counties in your state, and they're going to be taking on the different matters depending on where you got your speeding ticket. So after they talk to you, they're going to offer you, like, hey, you know, I can save you $50 or this or that. If you're really lucky, they're going to give you the option of a filing, and what that is, they're going to say, hey, you know, you don't have much on your record, or if anything, if you can keep a clean record for the next, 4 months, 6 months, whatever, we'll take this charge off your record. That's a pretty good option if you can't get it dismissed. But we're going to take the best route possible right now, and that is to get it dismissed. So we're going to tell whoever's asking us, no, I wish to go to trial, I want to, plead my innocence. What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to get a hold of the officer who gave you the ticket, okay? Now just sit tight, because they have, there's usually a waiting period to come to traffic court, because they try to get as many people as possible. Both times I went, they had it cram-packed. And so after they get a chance to go everyone, they have to try to get a hold of that officer, and if they can't get a hold of the officer, they're going to say, hey, I can't get a hold of the officer, you're good to go, case dismissed. You don't have to sign any paperwork, you just go with a smile on your face, go have a cold beer or whatever, a cold soda, whatever you wish to do. If they say that the officer is on his way, if they say the officer is on the way, it might be a good idea now to say, hey, is that offer still on the table? I might want to take that. Because if the officer does in fact show up and they caught you with a radar gun, you're pretty much screwed, okay? And in the case that I went, the second time, the officer did show up, and he had his whole testimony. You're going to go before the judge. The officer has to share their credentials and what they were doing on that day, whether they were stationary or if they were moving and they caught you speeding, what device they used. They'll show their trainings that they had on the devices and why that they're qualified to do their job. So you're going to get a chance to question the officer about what their testimony was, and then you're going to have a chance to share your own testimony of the event after you put your right hand up and swear that you will tell the truth and the whole truth. Obviously, if you lie during court, there is some consequences, but and then the officer will have a chance to question you, and then the judge is going to hand down their verdict, whether you're innocent or whether you're guilty. In my case, the officer decided that I was guilty upon the evidence that she heard and received. The officer that got me was like a 10-year veteran. He was trained to teach people how to use radar guns. So I got screwed, but I took a chance, and I was able to learn from that and make this video for you guys today. So I just want to do a quick overview. So you're going to plead innocent on your ticket. You're gonna send it in. You're gonna go to court. You're gonna deny the deal that the officer. You're gonna deny the deal that the officer offers you. That's kind of a little tongue twister there. And then hopefully the officer won't show up. You'll get the case dismissed. It won't be on your record. If the officer does show up, you're going to go to trial. The officer is going to give his testimony. You're able to question him. You're going to give your testimony. Officer is able to question you. The judge is going to give their verdict. If you get a verdict of guilty, that will stay on your record for 5 years, at least here in the United States, and you're going to have to pay a fine. Depending on your history, it might be more or less. If you guys appreciated this video, please like and subscribe. If you guys have some advice on your own, feel free to leave that down in the comments. I really want to make a place where we can all learn and grow and become better riders and know the laws and have some fun. All right, thank you so much.